What's up, everybody? This is Steven Palomino from my Java 2 Week 4 video review. I'm going to quickly go over the 4 apps, or the 3 test cases and 1 update from last week. I'm going to go ahead and just drag the files that I just turned in just to kind of show that they work. I'm going to start out with the nav drawer, the action bar one. This is the one from last week. I'm going to go ahead and add something here. Save. That's saved. I added this action bar button up here. You can click and hold. The delete comes up, or you can push the check and nothing happens, or you can delete and it disappears. So that's the first app. I'm going to go ahead and go over all the apps, and then at the end go over the code a little bit. So the first test case, it's just the spinner for that one. So this was a very basic populate with the 9 members. This could have been any set of names. I didn't feel like putting 54 names, different names. So I just went ahead and every team has 1 name. You can easily switch those out, but as you can see, that works, and each team has a unique set of names. So that's the first test case. The second one was the tab navigation. Tabs here. Go on, drag it over. And this one, I think this one took a little bit more. I was having trouble with some custom adapters and all that, but basically it's pulling. I made it set to pull from my city, so it's pulling from Grandview, Missouri. This could be replaced by search or anything, but it is pulling data. So it's currently feels like it's 67. It's pretty nice here. It's clear, humidity is 8%. I put an hourly of, I believe, 20 or 24 hours. 20. So I've got the time, the date, what the weather is going to be like, or the conditions, and then the current temperature at that time. So you can see it stays pretty consistent. Weekly is pretty close to the same thing, except I have the day, the conditions, the high and the low. So you can kind of see I went up to, I think I went up to 10 because that's what the 10, one of the APIs, the API for Weather Underground had 10 days, so that's what I went to. So you can see it changes a little bit, but not too much there. So that is the second test case. The third one is the navigation drawer, or the nav drawer. Not the first one I accidentally showed here. It comes up. So the home has just your default text, put a little overlay there, and then an image that this text can be switched out, but it's the same text, but the picture switches out, and you can switch out the text too if you wanted to, but that kind of rotates around. Oops. The next thing is the news. I just had little snippets, so I had another custom adapter, an image, and then 2 text fields. And so all the images are with their little text snippets are displayed here. And then the gallery just shows all the pictures. Again, it's like the same pictures, but this will show all the pictures. And then settings. I wasn't pulling anything, but this does set preferences to an offline mode, and then you can check for the offline mode or not. But since it's not pulling from anywhere, it was kind of I didn't know what to do with the offline mode, but it is there if you wanted to use this for a website or something, and then check against online or offline. Alright, so let's go ahead and go over the code a little bit, starting with the the week 3 project. This was from last week. Not too much changed here, just a few of the buttons with the action bar, doing the click and hold, or the tap and hold. So here's the item the long click listener. As usually, just get the position, get the item clicked, and then do uh, the action based on that. So, oops. The next, like I said, nothing much changed there. Didn't want to spend too much time on that since there was nothing too much different. So the first test case, the spinner, this was the team one. Again, not too much, super simple. Things were set, had the main activity and then a fragment, but all the data was pretty much set here. Nothing changed, and then copied it 9 times. Pretty basic, just a simple list. That didn't have to change since it was just going to be names. Not too much customization. Most of the customization was around the data, so again, not too complex there. The second case study was the tabbed one, the weather one. This one took a little bit longer, just because of the couple of custom adapters with the hourly and the weekly. They both had custom adapters that were very similar. Actually, they're exactly the same. They had 4 strings, array list that had strings. So I pulled in the time, date, the conditions, or what the temperature that it feels like, and then other conditions. So then I mapped all those, made the custom adapter up here, and then just plugged all those values in. I think the hardest part for that was just finding out how to plug everything in, and then I kept getting errors for plugging things in and the list views with the adapter, and I had a whole bunch of weird errors that finally all worked out. So so that was basically the same for weekly and hourly with the custom adapters. The current was pretty simple because the current, I'll just show you the current fragment. It just had some text fields and then popped in those values as soon as it happened. I was gonna make the main activity call everything and then kind of put out the data to each of the fragments, but I decided to just put them in the fragment just so I could set those in the asynchronous task at the end here. So that's the end for the second test case. Here on the third test case, the drawer, this was the news one. Again, not too much, just setting fragment for each tab. Putting had a main activity, main fragment, and then just switched out the fragments on the main activity with the other fragments. So not too much going on. I think it took me a bit to figure out the switching out. I had a little problem actually, now that I remember, figuring out how to switch them out. It was just giving me a problem, so this is how I ended up doing it. I ended up not setting, I think the example had setting the new instance here, but I ended up just creating them and then calling them based on the position, so that finally worked in the end. I'm not sure why creating the instance didn't work, but it just wasn't. Then again, pretty basic, setting the title based on the position or the tab number, or I'm sorry, the drawer. This is the navigation drawer number, and then pretty much just following the template. Everything else was pretty easy to substitute based on the past assignments. So that's pretty much it. I know there was probably going a little bit over, but I wanted to get through everything and make sure I explained most of what I did. Again, it was hard to finish all the apps and not put too much detail. I wanted to spice things up more, but it was because of lack of time I couldn't. So everything was done, everything works, and thanks for watching.